Hi Aries, it is Danielle with Chaos Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your October mid-month readings. So this is from October 15th through the 31st of 2018. Thank you so much for your love and support. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that these messages resonate with you. Again, but when you're dealing with such a general and broad audience, sometimes the energies aren't going to come through, all right? So I apologize in advance if this message does not resonate with you. But if it does, please let me know in the comment section below. Please don't be afraid or hesitate to drop a like, and I cannot wait to hear from you guys, all right? So without any further ado, let's get into your reading, all right? So Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for 15th. Oops. Okay, so we just had the Two of Pentacles fly out. So when I see the Two of Pentacles, this is weighing two things at once. This could be work and like relationships. This could be two people for relationships. It's just like you are in this balancing act and everything's kind of topsy-turvy. You're not in a place where you're able to make a decision because you're weighing the pros and cons constantly, okay? So it's a really indecisive type energy. I'm also not surprised because like something was telling me like it is Libra season, so this is the direct opposite of you guys in the Zodiac chart. So if you're feeling like you're pulled to the extreme in the opposite direction, that is why, because we're just in a different energy. It's kind of asking you to like stop and reset. So like you're going to be feeling a lot of different energies that you don't normally feel because we're directly polar opposite of your chart, okay? So if you're feeling that tug, if you're feeling that way, that Two of Pentacles way, it makes complete sense, okay? And the good thing about it is Libra season ends, so you won't feel like that forever, right? Okay, Aries. Alright, so at the bottom of the deck, here we go with another two. So some of you are really faced with a decision or just figuring out where you are going to go next with this Two of Wands here being the underlying energy, okay? For some of you, it has to do with work, or your finances. Specifically with this Ace of Pentacles coming right up after it. And then again, we have another two. We have the Two of Swords. So you've gotten three out of 4 twos. So you guys are definitely facing a decision. You guys are definitely facing making a choice, how you're going to move forward. It seems like you were granted information and then now you are in a position where you have to figure out, well, what does this mean? What am I going to do with this? Okay. That is what I am seeing, right? Okay, and at the heart of the reading, we have the Eight of Cups. The past, we have the Hermit energy, right? Presently, we have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, Aries. We have the Ten of Swords popping up as the most likely outcome. And then we have the Hierophant as a card of advice. All right? So this is kind of what I'm saying. This is kind of what I said earlier. I was just like, I'm not surprised to see this Nine of Swords pop here because like a lot of you guys are being pulled to your extremes just because we are in the polar opposite of your sign. So the energies are asking you to act differently than you normally would. They're challenging you in a way that you're not used to being challenged. Do you understand what I'm saying? It could feel like the universe is working against you, but it's not working against you. It's working for you. It's just asking you to tap into different energies than you normally would, okay? So with this Two of Wands here being the underlying energy, again, this just goes back to a decision that has to be made. You have the whole world in your hands. You know, as Mac Miller said, may he rest in peace, it was just like you can drop it. And so it feels like you feel like you're about to drop it. Hold on. do not act on that. Do not sit in this, because I don't think that you are about to drop it. It's just a matter of where are you going to go next, all right? And now might not be the time to make that decision. If you feel so topsy-turvy, now might not be the time. If you're feeling super restless, like you're not getting sleep, you're full of anxiety, it could be, the energies could be asking you to take a step back. This Hermit situation could be connecting with a Virgo. Take a step back and go in spiritually and see where it's going to guide you, okay? Because you're kind of going in blind, and now it's just asking you to go with your gut on how you're going to move forward. So if you're really thinking and overanalyzing, then that's not working with your favor. You're a very, very passionate sign, Aries, so really follow that passion. But if you've lost contact with your passion, go back into yourself and find that again, okay? It's kind of what I'm seeing. But at the heart of the reading with this Eight of Cups here, this is walking away towards something. This is moving towards something different. Walking away from something that no longer serves you. With this Eight of Cups here, you are going to go find your Two of Cups. This could be a partnership. This could be somebody else. This could be a friend, okay? This could be a new contract, a job. Anything that's going to get you to the Ten of Cups moment where you feel as happy as you can. Because you put everything into these 8 cups, but now it's just not enough. You're missing something. And so this guy has turned his back on his hard work and he's walking away from it, which can cause a lot of anxiety because you feel like, I put all my energy into this. Why walk away from it? It doesn't make sense. But the thing is it's like, if you are in a place where you're stagnant and you're not moving, then you have to move somehow. Something has to move. These cups aren't going to move, right? These are inanimate objects. The cups aren't going to move. It has to be the man who moves. He has feet. Do you know what I'm saying, Aries? So it's not anything to stress out about or feel like you are doing something wrong, because it's really asking you to walk away from a situation and possibly go inward. Again, really meditate, really focus on yourself. And I think I said that in your love reading. You guys are really walking away and really focusing on yourself this Libra season. A lot of people are partnering up and coupling up. It just seems like that's not something that interests you right now because you're trying to figure out, what are you going to do? What is your next move? Where are you headed? You know what I'm saying? Which makes complete sense. A lot of you are just focused on work and getting money and making that paper so you can live the life that you intend. Do you understand what I'm saying, Aries? So if you're feeling super stressed right now with this 9 of Swords, release it. This is never a fun place to be, in my humble opinion. And even though the 10 of Swords is here and this looks like, death, like he was stabbed in the back, he's coming out of a painful cycle, but it's closed. He's dead. The good thing about something being dead is like they no longer have to suffer. So the fact that you're moving from the 9 of Swords to the 10 of Swords, you are actively closing out this chapter. I think the last thing that you have to do is cut out the things that don't matter, cut out the pain that you felt, and really start removing the swords from your back so you can move forward, okay? So if you've been in a place where you've been very down and like hard on yourself, again, a lot of it has to do with it just feels like the universe is working against you because we're in your opposite way. But the other instance is just like, it's time to just move on and close out this cycle with this 10 here. Close out this painful cycle, okay? And as your card of the advice, being the Hierophant, this is commitment. This is tradition. This can be religion. If some of you have turned away from religion, maybe it's asking you, go to church. But for some of you guys, this could be connecting with the Taurus, but more so, it's really just getting back to yourself, getting back to your tradition, getting back to where you come from. Phone that old friend that you've known forever, somebody who knows you. I just had this conversation with an old friend of mine. It was just like, you have to get back to people who genuinely know you, especially when you're in this state. People who have seen you pick your nose before. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, not your work friends, not your new work friends, sometimes even further than your college friends, depending on where you are in your life. But that childhood friend, and it can be a college friend, but just those people who just know you, okay? So they can help and aid and guide you because they might be able to offer insight about you that you may have forgotten or lost along the way. It's always good to kind of do like that. I'm sensing like a hometown trip. I'm honestly sensing that some of you are actually going back home after an extended period of time, and maybe you are worried about it because you haven't been there in so long, so you're just kind of in this state of I don't really know what to do. Excuse me, but whatever bad toxic energies and memories that you have there, it's time to put it to rest. You will be closing out that cycle. For some of you guys, okay? Yeah. yeah, that's a really solid reading. But again, if you feel super overwhelmed by the energies that are existing right now, do not fret. It will end. It will end, okay? Oops. And, okay. Okay. Virgo has been popping up in almost every reading. So that's so funny. So, and when I see this card, I love Virgos. I love the Virgo energy. This is, again, really putting your nose to the grindstone. And then with the Hermit card here, this is also a card of Virgo. So I think I mentioned Virgo earlier. So some of you guys are walking away from a Virgo or walking towards a Virgo, but some of you guys are really just adopting that energy of a Virgo. Virgos are very nose to the grindstone, and Virgos can be okay being alone in their pursuits of perfection, if that makes sense, okay? But when I see the Virgo card, I also warn against this card, because against this Nine of Swords energy, because Virgos can be so overly critical that they miss the good in things. So if you feel like you're being very, very hard on yourself and you're striving towards this perfection that, you know, does not exist, all you can do is your best. Do not hold yourself back out of fear or out of fear of judgment of others, that you are incompetent or you are not perfect in any way. There's a purity to the Virgo energy, and I think that it kind of aligns with Aries, just because the fire is so pure. But this is Virgo's earth. You know, don't scorch yourself in your pursuit of perfection. Do not burn yourself out. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Okay? And so with Mars here, this is your card. So this is moving forward. This is war. Some of you are on a war path. Some of you are just on action, and it can be very single-sided. That's why I'm saying a lot of you guys are walking away from things just to focus on yourself and what it is that you want. What are you going to do with your Two of Wands moment? How are you going to take the world into your hands? And you are just moving forward. You are charging towards that goal. Okay? And some of you guys are getting some feedback like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you haven't talked to me, or like, what the heck? And you're just like, look, I can't right now. I just genuinely have to focus on what I need to focus on so I can be successful, and then I'll be back. But you're just on this war path. You're very aggressive, kind of assertive in a way to get what it is that you want. And this is your energy right here. So you're moving, you're functioning in your energy. You are ruled by Mars, the war god, and it just seems like you are kind of on this war path to your own happiness or your own financial stability for a lot of you guys. Okay? That's kind of what I'm seeing. Ugh, nails got caught in hair. Never fun. Ooh. My goodness. We'll just flew out. Alright. So we had enchantment. Alright. And inspiration. So some of you guys are really dealing with your passions. You were really dealing with a passion project. You were seeing beauty in your imagination, okay? So when I see enchantment, look at this unicorn here. People are looking at you as if you are that unicorn, as if they've never seen you before. The way that you're moving is in a very graceful way. People are paying attention to you. But understand and note that the energies that be are, you have like a, whatever it is that you're working on, or you're so focused on, or you're really stressed about, there is a magicalness to it, okay? You are not, although you're the one moving and you're the one bringing in this action with this Mars card here, there is just some lucky charms on your side. Like, honestly, like you have like a leprechaun in your pocket. The way that you're moving, you might not recognize it. I don't think that any of you guys recognize it, but other people around you do. There's an aura that's glowing about you, okay? And you know, I honestly want to go back to this Virgo card with the enchantment being here, because that's how I feel about Virgos. Virgos can be some of the most beautiful, beautiful, like pure intelligent, wise, witty spirits on the planet, but they don't see it, you know, like they don't understand how magical they are. And I feel like you are really in that state where you don't understand. You're being humbled to a fault, or you're being so assertive and so one-sided and one track that you're not noticing that like there are little fairies flying around you. Do you know what I'm saying, Aries? Like, I hope that you get what I'm saying. And when you get that, when you realize inspiration comes in, there is just going to be like an epiphany for some of you. Like, oh my goodness, now I get it. This Two of Wands is going to be answered with something that is nothing short of a miracle. That's going to put you on path. And like the next card that I just want to bring in is Divine Intelligence. So really go into yourself again with this Hermit card, and it's a spiritual type thing that is going to happen, that's going to put you on your path. All right, especially if, again, I said if you're dealing with childhood traumas for some of you guys, like I said, if you're dealing with something from your childhood, the Divine Intelligence, this inspiration in your enchantment is going to put you, maybe some of you will be inspired to start a nonprofit for people who suffer from the same issues that you suffer from. But it just seems that like you are in this space where you are going to be fulfilled spiritually by going back into yourself and releasing some of these burdens and letting go of this Ten of Swords moment, letting go of this heartache and just starting to rebuild and moving forward, walking away. For some of you, it's walking away, going to find your Two of Cups, you know, just being on that mission. Okay? So, that's going to be your reading, Aries. I hope that helped. I hope that resonated. That seemed like a really beautiful reading to me. Even though it seems like the world is on your, the weight of the world is on your shoulders, those last three cards really, really signify that you are being helped beyond, you know, worldliness. That's not what I'm looking for. I can't think of what I'm looking for. It's like you're being helped by the divine. So as long as you keep moving and you really go inwards and you focus and you listen to what the spirits are telling you instead of just kind of going through it bullheaded, and really stop, you know, take a second, look around you. Don't just go in with your sword. Don't just go in and just fight, but really stop and kind of count your blessings in a way and reset. I think that you will be put on such a beautiful spiritual path, you know? And just the fact that you're here looking at tarot, I don't know, some of you guys, like this might be one of your first times. Just the fact that you're here shows that you are already embarking on that spiritual journey. So don't think that you are like missing something. You're already on it. The fact that you woke up this morning, you're already on it. So don't feel like, don't be too critical on yourself. I really think that some of you guys are being super, super critical to yourself to your detriment. Always be honest with yourself, but sometimes you can lie to yourself and just cheat yourself out of any positive things that are happening when you're just so focused on what is not happening. Do you understand what I'm saying, Aries? Okay, so with that, I'm going to let you go. Please let me know if these messages resonated with you. I hope to hear from you. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Okay? Bye, Aries.